Hello, it's day 10. We have come back from Jersey and we are sitting in the international port at Portsmouth. We're waiting. I remind you, my father in law had an accident and the car needed to be fixed. It's been sent back to where they're from in Wakefield. Um, and so it's waiting to be fixed. But we have to have a hire car, and so we're waiting until 11 o'clock for the guy to bring us a hire car. Yes, 5 hours. I mean, we disembarked from the boat at just a little after 6. It is about 20 past 7 now, so we've been here a little over an hour. And so we're just sort of waiting in the cafe area, and then we can well, at 11 o'clock we can get the car, and then we can make our way back home. So I thought I'll take this time and do my readings for today. Um, my daughter has walked past a couple times, but I've managed to sort of avoid her being in the photo. My sons are just behind, enjoying the massage chair. Anyway, so we got to entertain ourselves for a few hours. I thought I'd share the scriptures. Now, I've read both scriptures. Again, there's a bit of a tentative link. They don't really sort of fit one another, but to that end, I will read the other scripture, the one that comes from the Daily Bread app. But I will focus mostly on the one that comes from the Bible app, um, because I think that's more or less the key scripture I think for today, and I wanted to share that with you. It Now I'm going to read the whole thing. It's primarily verse 40, but I'm going to read for consistency, so that not consistency for continuity. I want to read the whole thing so that you get an idea of what the whole thing is being said. Um, it comes from Luke chapter 12, verses 35 to 40, with 40 being the key verse. Uh, it says, "Be dressed for service and keep your lamp burning, as though you were waiting for your master to return from the wedding feast. Then you'll be ready to open the door and let him in the moment that he arrives and knocks. The servants who are ready and waiting for his return will be rewarded. I tell you the truth, he himself will seat them, put on an apron, and serve them as they sit and eat. He may come in the middle of the night or just before dawn, but whenever he comes, um, he will reward the servants who are ready for him. Understand this. If a homeowner knew exactly when a burglar was coming, he would not permit his house to be broken into. You also must be ready at all times." And this is verse 40. "You must be ready at all times, for the Son of Man will come when least expected." And this is just a reminder of the fact that we need to be always vigilant about when Jesus might come. We have no idea when Jesus will return. Um, Now, I did watch the video that came with of somebody talking about the verse, and the lady who was talking about how, as a young child, this verse almost sort of scared her, because it was sort of the doomsday thing. It was this idea of being caught out, and I suppose you don't have to worry if you're not doing anything wrong. But she said as she got older, it was more of an encouragement, and it was the fact um, that there was hope, and hope for the future that was given to her. It's just a lot like that. Jeremiah, sorry, there's a tannoid. I'll wait. There you go. Just to prove that I'm in a port. Yeah. Oh no, not again. Uh, I have to say it in French as well. because it's Cannes. It's traveling to Cannes. And if you know French, you can tell me what she said. Right. So, just to continue on, um, it's about being vigilant. It's this hope and future. It's the same scripture that we get in Jeremiah 29:11. Um, it's this living your life in expectation. We know that Jesus is going to return, and and there's a joy connected with that, um, and so we live our life um, constantly sort of obeying his commands and living our life according to his statutes, according to his standards. um, that's how we need to live our life. We don't have to worry if we're not doing things that are wrong. It's only the people who have to who are going to be who are doing something wrong that need to be worried, isn't it? And it's this idea of being excited about the return of Jesus, and always vigilant, always ready, excited about what's going to happen. Um, the question is, and there's a question afterwards. So, what do you spend most of your time doing? Where do you spend most of your time? You know, and this is probably a question that we need to answer. Do we spend most of our time worrying and fretting over certain things that we don't need to worry about? If we spend most of our time doing things that are not productive, you know, and do we spend most of our time sort of hanging out with the wrong people? And we need to sort of consider those things, because if he is going to come at any time, why do they make so many of
Ladies and
these
gentlemen, this
announcements?
is the first announcement for Mr. and Mrs. Dobbin. Mr. and Mrs. Dobbin are requested to report to departure gates immediately.
It's the
Thank
people
you.
sitting right over there, so that's cool. They needed to hear it. Brilliant. Okay, so um, uh, nobody knows when he's going to actually return, and to that end, I was thinking about this idea of, if we follow his statutes, if we follow his commands, if we make them part of our everyday life, then we don't really have to worry. It's what you spend your time, what you fill your time with and your mind with. And I thought about that, and there's a lot of scriptures, but I only want to share two of them, if that's okay. And they come from the Psalm. Um, the first one is Psalm chapter 1, verses 2 and 3. And it talks about blessed is the man. There's a lot of them, but this is the one particular. Blessed is the man whose delight is in the law of the Lord, and who meditates on his law day and night. That person is like a tree planted by streams of water, which yield its fruit in season, and whose leaf does not wither. Whatever they do, they prosper in. Um, and then Psalm 119 tells us, "Oh, how I love your law. I meditate on it all day long. Your commands are always with me and make me wiser than my enemies." And it's this idea now of focusing on keeping our focus on him all day long. I mean, you don't have to spend every waking moment, but it's like little prayers throughout the day. It's little scriptures. It's being in communion with him. It is having that intimacy and that relationship with him, that all day long you're getting little messages from him, or you're sharing that little thing. I talk to my wife, I talk to my friends, all day long. I'll send little messages, just to let them know I'm thinking about them, or to ask them a question. And it's that constant sort of connection with God that really yields a deeper relationship with my family, my friends, my loved ones, my wife. So it's those things, that it's that constancy and that consistency. That's really the words I want to focus on. It's being consistent with God, and it's being constant with God, and that yields that relationship, that being in his presence, and meditating on his precepts, and meditating on his presence, meditating on who he is all day long. It's staying in that presence constantly. And if we do that, then we won't be caught out, will we? It won't be a surprise to us that Jesus has come, and and we're prepared, we're ready, and the reward will be there for us. We're not doing this to be rewarded. Our reward is that Jesus is returned. But how awesome it will be when we see him face to face, when we're able to give him a hug, when we're able to sort of walk with him, and talk with him. I can only imagine. It's this old hymns that sort of come back to me. All the words that are written in the old hymns sort of make sense now. And I want to stay ready. I want to stay prepared. I want to constantly be in his presence so I don't get caught out. And then the other scripture, which comes from the Daily Bread app, I think it's a great one, but you'll see that there is a slight tentative connection. In 1 Kings chapter 11, verses 37 and 38. However, as for you, I will take you, and you will rule over all that your heart desires. You will be king over Israel, if you do whatever I command you, and walk in obedience to me, and do what is right in my eyes by obeying my decrees and commands, as David my servant did. I will be with you. I will build you a dynasty as enduring as the one I built for David, and will give Israel to you. I know he's speaking about a specific person, but that's still the same idea. He will bless us as much as he blessed David. He will make us a dynasty. He will give us I say dynasty because I'm American, and my wife would say, no, it's dynasty. Doesn't matter. The point is, it's a lasting tribute, a lasting legacy for generations to come. And I want my life to be like that. I want to live my life constantly in his presence, following his commands, his decrees. He's not going to lead us in the wrong direction. He's not doing it for his benefit. He's doing it for our benefit. His rules and his commands are not for his domination over us. It's for us to live a life that is full and blessed. And that's what I want my life to be. So I will follow his direction. I will follow his guidance. I will listen and do what he tells me to do. Why? Because one, I want to be in that constant relationship with him. I want to be constantly in his presence. I want him to be in my presence. And I want to always be ready. And I want to be blessed when he comes. And so, for that benefit, I want each of you to be blessed today. Today, I need to live my life in this port, or driving home, or taking care of my father and mother-in-law, or unpacking, or just in the presence of God, following what he's commanded me to do, and being the kind of person that he has called me to be. And I want to encourage all of you to do the same. Live the life that he has planned for you, because it's a life of blessing, not a life of being put down upon. I know that there's people who say, well, just following God and doing what he commands means that he's being he's holding you back or whatever. He does it for his own benefit. And God never ever does anything just for his own benefit. He always does it for our benefit, so that we can be blessed, so that we can live a life that's full. And I want to encourage you in that. So think of God differently if you can, because he does everything out of love for us. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there, and I hope that you have a fantastic day. I'm going to get me something to eat because we still got about 4 and a bit hours before they show up. Anyway, have a wonderful day. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.